Fishing for chum salmon in the Pacific Northwest is some of the most fun you can have river fishing for salmon. Why is that? They're the most aggressive biters of the 5 species of Pacific salmon. They're incredibly easy to catch on a multitude of methods, and they fight really, really well. They're the second largest species of salmon, only to the Chinook, and they just reconnect me to the absolute joy of salmon fishing in the river. And this video is all about making it super simple, helping you catch chum salmon with the most effective method I've ever used. Works all the time, works everywhere I've tried it, and it's so easy to set up and fish with, and I'm going to show you that in this video. You can catch chum salmon so many different ways. You can fish jigs, you can fish eggs, you can fish plugs, you can fish spinners, you can twitch jigs, you can get them just a variety of different ways. The one way that I see a lot of people fish for chum though is they floss for them. It's like, how do you tell people you don't know how to fish for salmon without telling people you don't know how to fish for salmon? Like, flossing is so unnecessary for these aggressive biting fish. Like, seriously, get the right gear out, and you can make it happen, and the bite is so rewarding, and the fight is so much fun when you're not worrying about foul hooking the fish or whether you hooked them in the mouth or not. Like, it's just automatic if you follow these steps. First of all, you've got to embrace float fishing, right? You got to get that slip bobber tied up and have it balanced with the right amount of weight, and get a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader material. Half-ounce Gomac bobber sinker tied with 30-pound high-vis main line, 8mm bead, 5/8 on float, 6mm, 4mm bead, bobber stop up the line, and you've got a killer float fishing setup. And links in the description of the video here for Amazon to get what you need, and you attach it to a jig, a 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce jig, preferably with purple pink color scheme. Arrow jig number 11 or 111, 12 or 112, in that range. You kind of get what we're going after. But there's other jig makers who make the same color pattern jigs. But for whatever reason, they really love that purple pink Cirrus head jig, and it just works great. But to finish it off, you've got to tip it with some store-bought shrimp, some prawn shell on shrimp. Don't get that no shell stuff. You need the shell, or you'll be rebaiting every single cast. You got to get that shell on. I'll show you all about how to bait that up, how to set that up to be successful. All right, next you're gonna find a river with chum salmon in it. This is not that hard to do because many rivers around Western Washington have chum salmon, right? All the Puget Sound rivers pretty much have a chum run. If you go into pnwbestlife.com and the places to fish, hunt, and forage menu drop down, or just Google your favorite river with the year 2023, you'll probably find a PNW Best Life page devoted to salmon fishing in that river. And if there's chum in that river, we talk about it, we show the forecast, we show you the what to expect and whatnot. You can also go to my page on how to catch chum salmon on PNW Best Life under the species to target menu. Just pick chum, go right there, how to catch chum salmon. You'll see a lot of this information, and you'll see rivers with links that have chum salmon in it. Some very popular places to go though. The Green River usually has a fantastic chum run. Minter Creek has a hatchery chum run. I've got information on the blog on how to fish Minter Creek. It gets a bad rap sometimes for snagging that goes on there, but it's possible to have a great day at Minter Creek. Go check that out. There's rivers on the coast, the Chehalis watershed. These rivers, they get infested with chum. A lot of times people are out there trying to target coho and Chinook. A little late for Chinook now, but they're trying to target coho. They can't get through the chum to get to the coho. It drive you crazy if you're not looking for chum that day. But for many anglers, chum are just a delightful species to tangle with, and it just you can have incredible 20-30 fish days catching and releasing chum, and it's just a blast. You also got to find the right water when chum fishing. I've got video footage up here of 2 different water types. There's moving water, that's just your classic salmon holding water. You got a fast moving riffle, and then the water slows down in kind of a deeper pool, and you'll find chum salmon holding there. Anywhere where you would look for coho or Chinook, there's probably going to be chum there. Another place, we've got this side channel of froggy water, completely still water. It's like fishing a lake. I just throw the bobber out there and wait for a chum to swim by and grab it. They like that water too. When chum are in the river, they're usually in many different places. You're not going to find them in super fast water. You're not going to find them in super shallow water where you can see the bottom, but you're going to find them a lot of other places. And when they're there, they're usually rolling and letting you know that they're there. No fish rolling usually means no fish there. So if you're new to it, there's always these rules we come up with. They always get broken at different times. So yes, salmon can be there and not roll, but if you're new and you're looking for just getting on fish quickly, having success, and you're trying to learn how to read water, no fish rolling, no fish, go find another spot. Lastly, you gotta have the right gear to go out chum fishing and have a good time, right? You want to have the right rod. Fish on. These are not light fish. These are not your coho or your steelhead. You want to have more Chinook type of gear. I've got links in the description of some recommendations on tackle, but you want a rod with some backbone. I like to go, because we're float fishing, I like to go with the 10-6 float rod casting style. I like to float fish with the casting styles rod and reel. The Shimano Corrado is the reel I use. Nice. Works really great. You spool that with your 30-40 pound high vis braid floats. Just makes it so much easier to float fish with braid, and like again you put that float fishing setup. I've got links in the description to how to float fish, articles, videos. It's really not that hard. If you haven't embraced float fishing yet and you're still a drift fishing or flosser, get on the program with the float fishing. Start with chum, and it'll pay off. I've introduced so many people who used to only drift fish to float fishing, and it's so much fun for Chinook, coho, and other species of salmon or steelhead. But what you can learn on chum and get that immediate gratification, is just truly incredible opportunity.
I don't know how this line doesn't break, because it should be a commercial for fluorocarbon or something, because this thing's teeth are wrapped in this line like crazy.
But you also want to make sure you pack your pliers down to the river, because you don't want to be reaching into these mouths with your hand trying to get your jig out. Pinch your barbs, make it easy to get out. A lot of rivers you fish on require pinch barbs anyway, so that's pretty straightforward. You can use a conservation style net. Highly recommend that for a lot of different type of fishing, especially if you're releasing fish. But I like to keep them kind of in shallow water. Don't drag them up on the bank. Let these fish get back to the spawning ground. Don't drag your fish up on the bank. Let them spin around in shallow water. You get an opportunity, use the pliers, get your jig out. If you net your chum, their teeth are probably gonna get tangled in the net, especially if you don't have your rubber style net. The teeth get tangled and it makes it really hard to get them out. Bad for them, if you don't have the rubber mesh net. So, my recommendation, again, keep them in shallow water, get the pliers in there, pull the jig out, don't drag them on the bank, and let's get back to fishing and catch another one, right? All right, please like this video. Hopefully you like this content, and you'll subscribe to the channel, because I've got a lot of content just really here to help you be a better angler.
There's a fish.
Learn how to do all the different harvest recreation stuff in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
You know, we love to we love to do this type of stuff and have great meals from the fish we catch or the game we shoot or whatever. It's a fantastic lifestyle. That's the PNW Best Life.
All right, check this out. This is that Chum harvester. Look at the meat on this thing. I just put it on the smoker after being in the brine all night, air drying for a couple hours. Super important for good quality smoked salmon product is you want to get a couple hours of air drying until, you know, when you're touching it, it's just it's like a little tacky to the touch. My smoked salmon recipe is up there on pnwbestlife.com, link in the description. Yeah, check this out. So we're gonna smoke this for a little bit, and we're gonna look at the meat quality of smoked chum salmon. Just doing it on the Traeger here. I like to use, you know, you can see kind of 165 is my goal target temperature. That's the min temperature. That's how I like to, you know, how I like to smoke salmon. You get that smoke coming out of the smokestack there. We use apple chips in there. Love to smoke salmon with apple or alder. Yeah. Oh, smells wonderful. Holy cow. Yeah. Get some of that.
I was gonna make a salad out of that.
Is it better or worse than other
Oh wow.
types of smoked salmon?
That's the wood that makes it good.
It is. It's very smoky flavor.
But I mean versus King's.
Comparing it to something else, you can definitely taste the oiliness of it. Like it's got more flavor to it. It's not as I couldn't tell if it's because you took it off earlier, but it's not as
That piece I took off very late.
yeah, so it's not as like flaky as typical smoked salmon would be. But it's delicious. It's absolutely fantastic. This is the belly meat. Good piece of
That's
belly
why
meat
we
here.
give it to the dogs.
Yep, there's the chum. Oh, that's good. It was going down while I was moving. We're gonna call that one a chum. Let's see. Oh yeah. Look at that guy. They're so fun. They're so fun. Oh, I love it so much. This co-host like, just let me die in peace. These chum though are so they are so feisty. They can be difficult to unhook.
Maybe I'll see you out there on the Chum River. Until then, tight lines, take care.